Yo, yo, yo. What is up, peeps? We got 10 people in the live stream. Bear with me 1 second here. Thanks, guys, for joining. I just wanted to let this stream fill up a little bit. So I do appreciate all of you guys being here. I thought it's been a few days, and really, I have been kind of slacking on content the last 2 weeks or so. I've had some bigger projects on my plate that really have kind of prevented me from doing really high level technical analysis on a day in and day out basis. So now that I have some of that stuff kind of cleared off my plate, we can kind of get back into the swing of things. This here is not crypto related. This is one of my stock plays that I'm doing right now. So this is a stock called Tuya, and I believe this to be in some sort of Wyckoff pattern. We have the spring here. We have some more support up in this area, and what I'm expecting price action to do is to symmetrical triangle and then maybe move up to this $8 range. So keep an eye on this stock. Let's get into the crypto world because that's what we're here. I'm more, folks, I love my good old stock trading and I love crypto just as much. So let's take a couple of these comments here. Do I have mining equipment? Yes, I do, Jamie. And that's what these little computers are back here. These are just regular consumer gold shell boxes. So I'm running, what am I got here? 6 CK boxes, and I've got one Starcoin handshake miner. And currently I have that one mining handshake, which is pretty nice. The only downfall, with that miner is there's a really a catch 22 with that miner. It consumes half the amount of power as the other miners. Obviously, that means you're getting half the coins. But the unique thing about that miner is that I can switch the coin that I'm mining to Sia coin or handshake. So every couple months, I've been switching off and just kind of doing that. So let's take a super high level look at Bitcoin. Like I said, I know I've been slacking on the content here. Just bear with me 1 second. I just want to check one thing here. Just make sure everything is coming through nice and sound. Okay, it appears that it is. Okay, and my phone is going nuts. Okay, so here's my take on Bitcoin. Again, thanks everyone for being here. Good to see a Farron 451. Of course, the heavy hitter Striker. Striker is in the house from Australia. Love you, bro. Love you, buddy. So here we go. This is the weekly Bitcoin chart. And really, nothing has changed since the last time I've done technical analysis on Bitcoin. And I do think that Bitcoin is going to try to pump back up to this 47.5 level. And at that point in time, if we can climb back on top of this 50 moving average, I do think that we will see another bull run take place, possibly. But right now, we have seen price action break this 50 moving average, and now we are kind of in this retest scenario. And on the weekly chart, we can kind of see the last time, really, after this blow off top, when price action back in 2017-18, once this price tag moved below this 50 moving average, it came back up for this retest of this 50 moving average and slid into the bear market. And it also did this the last crazy bull run that we had back in 2014, somewhere in there. So I'm going to just clear all this. And it didn't quite make it. And this could be very jaded data that TradingView has received and a lot of the other exchanges. But we did see a little pump to try to get back up to this 50 moving average for even a test back in 2014, and it failed. So that is a concern of mine, and it's a legitimate concern, I think. I kind of thought we were going to kind of go down to maybe 40,000 ish on this last. Let me get this daily up here. On this last little dip we had, I kind of thought that we were going down to this 40,000 ish level, somewhere in there. We did have this nice run up here, but I was expecting just a little bit more give. But it bounced off the daily, which says something. And now on the daily chart, what's nice here is with Bitcoin, I do think that this retest at around that 47.5 is going to be critical. And let's just pull up a Fibonacci extension here. There we go. And so you can kind of see that right around this $47,000-ish level, there might be a little bit of resistance for Bitcoin. and then around this $51,000 level on the daily chart. So I think that right now things are looking halfway decent, at least for a $47,000 to $51,000 Bitcoin. Obviously, on the weekly chart, I would like to see a close right above 47.5 would be at least my golden zone as far as the weekly chart and the weekly close is concerned. It is what it is. So if we fail at this 50 moving average, I do think that we may be seeing something like this occur or play out, or at least come back down to this 33,000 ish level, because this seems like a very nice, healthy floor that's been sustained now for almost a year. So April, May, and we're coming up just shy of a year. So let's just get into this. What I really want to just go over are just some of our favorite coins. So let me know in the comments section what you got. What's happening, Norris? Good to see you here, buddy. We got. We'll look at AXS right now. AXS crypto. So let's look at this and check this out. I'll pull this up on the daily. Well, right out of the gates, kind of what I'm seeing here is there might be some sort of Elliott wave theory impulse, but then this thing got hit by a rising wedge as a result of this, and you can kind of see the aftermath of that. So let's look at this on a daily chart, because we really don't have a whole lot of Ichimoku cloud on that weekly. Okay, so this thing just had a death cross not too long ago, within the last month. Nothing really too big to be concerned about. But I do think that this thing is in possibly some trouble if it gets denied at this 50 moving average, though. But we are seeing somewhat of a symmetrical triangle formation that could possibly be maybe occurring here. So it would be interesting to see if this ends up being some sort of bull flag or bull pennant to boot. I do think this has a decent chance at maybe popping up through this little weaker spot of this Ichimoku cloud. Typically, I like these types of setups. Especially when we start drifting the price action away from this Ichimoku cloud. It's almost, I don't want to say guaranteed, but 8 out of 10 times we'll see a nice bounce back. Is there some sort of possible head and shoulders that is going to form here if we get denied at this 50 moving average? Possibly. But there is also the chance maybe for some Elliott wave theory to the upside. So my thoughts right now on AXS, again, I don't know anything about this coin. I don't know anything about the fundamentals or anything like that. But you can kind of see there might have been some sort of Elliott wave theory move to the upside, and there might be an ABC style correction that takes place here. At least from what I'm seeing, this looks like a very nice dog leg for an ABC correction. This being A, or this being A, this being B, this being C down here. So with that said, that's kind of where I'm sitting at right now. Usually when you start to see these symmetrical triangles form off these nasty sheds like this, it's a good indication that the trend might continue downwards. So let's look at this. Do I think stablecoin project will raise the price of CKB or Yoke? To be honest with you guys, I know nothing about stablecoin other than the fact that I will use it possibly to trade Yoke and CKB within Yokai Swap. Basically, when I make a trade, I want to put my money into something stable so I can just wait till the next trading opportunity presents itself, and then I can move my money out of that's stable and into something else. So let's just take one other peek at this. Let's just go ahead and okay. And this is kind of what I'm thinking, that if we do fail on this 50, we may see this thing kind of come down to this $35.93 with AXS. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but keep that in mind if you see this thing, in my opinion, trading shit lower than 50. Not financial or trading advice. Okay. We got Jason Parker asking for BTT. You know what? I like BTT. I almost feel like I'm cheating on Packable for not reviewing this one without him. Oh my gosh. What happened? Is this BTT? What? What? Are you guys kidding me right now? What happened to BTT? Let me know in the comments, people. Wow. Holy shit. This is bad. Well, let's look at this, folks. Let's really take a good look at this and see what happened. Someone rug pulled BTT for sure. There's no question about that. And it's rug pulled so badly that it's like messing with my charts. Holy cow. Anybody know what happened with BTT? Let me know in the comments, please. I'll send you a link to come live if you want. So I got to do this, folks. So hang on. I want to see what's up with this. So the last time I was doing TA on BTT, you can see how there was actually a very nice bullish Gartley pattern that had formed. And there was a Fibonacci time sequence right around January 14th. It's been over a month possibly since the last time I've looked at BTT. This is incredible in the worst ways. And I say that, with respect to the holders. This is going to we're going to have to look at BTT because I thought this was kind of one of those more legitimate projects out there. BTT had a 20. Okay, that makes sense. They had a 20 for one reverse split. Okay, gotcha. So BTT, let's look at this. If they had a 20 to 1, yeah, this will surely do it. Really, right now, it doesn't look like there's been a whole lot of activity. Bear with me one second within BTT. So this is what we got going on right now. And it almost appears, oh man. Yeah, see, whenever this stuff happens, TradingView just loses its mind, folks. Just absolutely loses its mind. Packable 1 to 1,000. Okay. As long as this wasn't a rug pull, folks, because I was a little bit worried there for a second. So what we're seeing right now with BTT is perhaps this little, bear with me one second, this little tiny descending triangle. So this can work. This data here may be manipulated unintentionally, simply from TradingView. But I do think that there is a descending triangle here, and I do think that it does look like there might be some sort of an ABCDE corrective wave that happened, or maybe a sideways pattern that happened with that respect. But sometimes this might indicate that the previous trend may continue. So whatever that was before this TradingView chart, which is so deceptive, but if that does happen, we might be looking to see BTT bounce out of this descending triangle, it does look like there is quite a bit of support along these levels here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these dollar amounts, but it does appear that there are quite a bit of support levels along those levels. So let's look at this on a daily. Okay. And you can kind of see that on this daily chart, we had what's known as a spinning top here. A lot of times when you see these spinning tops happen, it's a good indication that there could be some sort of change in momentum. And apparently, we've got some green candlesticks going here. So I'm hoping that we may, in fact, see price kind of start to move to the upside. This is going to be really tricky. I could see this maybe ringing up to this 235-ish level, 229, somewhere in there. This is such a tough read right now, folks, with this data, which I don't believe to be true. So thank you guys in the comments for letting me know what's going on. Let's look at these other comments here. Adam wants to know, what are your thoughts on Kyber Network? I noticed it had a huge run-up last month that leveled out, but now was wondering the reason for it. Well, I don't have the reason for that. I've heard of Kyber, and really I haven't given it more than 2 minutes of my time, not because I don't like it or anything like that, just simply because it's just been off my radar. So yeah, this thing had a pretty nice run up. Let's see, when is he talking about? So last month would have been January, maybe January 15th, somewhere in here. So my guess here, just by looking at this price action, was there might have been some sort of news release around January 6th. Perhaps this thing got listed to an exchange. This is the type of spike you'll see when things get listed to exchanges, stuff like that. But you are right. It has had quite the nice run up. And let's just look into this a little bit closer. So this thing has had an 81% run up. So that's wonderful. Let's look at this at a super high level, though. Okay, so what exactly do we have here? Hold on. Let's get rid of this. So this is definitely some sort of Elliott wave theory impulse. And yeah, you're right. This thing pretty much escalated and just kind of started trading sideways. We do have a very nice trend right about this $2.34 level. And you know what? It almost looks like, man, part of me wants to say that, okay, these lows keep getting higher, which is a good thing. The only thing I don't like is how this hump is here. So with that said, this thing may end up forming an ascending triangle, which is a very bullish sign. There could also be possibly some sort of cup and handle that could be getting ready to form. You can see that it did form a cup and handle here and really took off quite nicely. So my guess with Kyber is, man, I would say that we're going to see this thing trade anywhere between $2.33 to the $1.30 range, somewhere in there. I just want to do one more thing with this. So let's just do this quick. We are gonna throw up a little bit of a Ganfan. So here we go. Bear with me 1 second, folks. All right. So I do think that, man, you can kind of see how price action has reacted with some of these lines here. Let's get this squared back up. Well, it was looking good. You can see even right here how price action was really kind of testing these lines here. So we may, in fact, get some more retests of this $2.30-ish cent level. But this thing could drift down to this lower trend line here if it cannot hop back up above this 2-to-1. Ideally, I would like to see this thing, up here if at all possible. So right now, let's just get rid of this. I want to throw up a little Fibonacci and just kind of see where things are at. Bear with me one second here, guys. And so you can really see where this thing is at right now. So we're really knocking on the door of this 50% level. And this is going to be a 50% level, whether it's a extension or a retracement. So with that said, it's knocking on the door of the 50% Fibonacci level. So if it can't pass through this, I do think that you might see this thing come back down to right around this $1.70-ish, $1.75-ish area. And then show you guys what I'm talking about. And so one thing that when you're dealing with Fibonacci extensions and retracements, the 50 is always going to be the 50, right? So we know that this is the 50 here and $2.71. Now, if this thing can get above $2.22 ish, I think it's going to have a shot at this 61.8, which is $2.71, or even the 786, which is $3.42. Depending on the amount of volume and the amount of hype around Kyber, this is going to be a halfway decent reversal point. So watch that $3.42. So let's look at some other stuff here. All right. Can I explain the CKB and ADA connection? So yeah, they are a part of the UTXO Alliance. So basically what's going on there is they have partnered with Komodo, Topple, IOHK, CKB is one of them, Ergo is another UTXO Alliance member. So all these coins have kind of banded together to form what's known as the UTXO Alliance. And they don't really share like trade secrets with each other. But when it comes down to, sharing research and stuff like that, that's kind of what the UTXO Alliance does. And I'm sure they do other things. I'm just not aware of everything it is that they do. I think it's a good thing, that the UTXO model cryptocurrencies stick together for sure. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. And looks like Sam. Yep. There we go. So, yep, Sam is right. IOHK. What do I think of XVG? And then what do I think of CKB? Let's see here. Hold on. What do I think about CKB? I like CKB. We'll go over CKB here in just a second. XVG. XVG. Let's look at this. Okay, so this looks like, and I know nothing of this crypto at all, at all. I think I've heard of it. I might have reviewed it at some point in time, but it appears to me that there may be some sort of opportunity to draw up some sort of Gartley pattern. And the name of the game when we do a Gartley pattern is to try to either catch the falling knife as best as we can or to determine where we're going to sell. So right out of the gates, I'm looking at an XABCD pattern, something like this. So bear with me one second here. Well, I get this kind of mocked up. There we go. I mean, we're not really getting some of the numbers that I wanted to see, but there could perhaps be something here. Nonetheless, it appears that there might be some sort of falling wedge that could possibly be happening here. I mean, we can see that right now, this price is kind of consolidating at a falling wedge pattern. So if I had to take a guess here, let's just do this. Let's just run through a quick hypothetical. Okay, I was just going to say, let's run through a quick hypothetical Gartley pattern, but I'm looking at this right now and it automatically disqualifies itself based on price action and where that Fibonacci stuff was. Let's see here. So I want to look at XVG on a higher level here. So right now, this is the one thing that I like about the position of XVG on a weekly chart. And just this is why I like Ichimoku cloud trading so much, folks, is because you kind of develop this sense of when price action is just too far away from the Ichimoku cloud, too far away. And you know that, hey, there's a chance we'll either trade sideways and head towards this cloud, or we'll head like a contractor beam from an alien spaceship, folks, head right back up to it, kind of like what happened right here. So with that said, when we look at this on a weekly chart, so keep in mind, folks, that each one of these candles is a solid week. There very well could have been some Elliott wave theory move to the upside here, something like this. And then what we're seeing now is this ABC or ABCDE consolidation on a grander level. You can see where this thing basically dog-legged and symmetrical triangled and dropped out. So if I had to take a guess, I would say that this thing might be fixing to come back up to retest this trend line here somewhere around the excuse me, folks, sorry about that, somewhere around the 0.019, I'm sorry, 0.019, right around this 2-cent level. So with that said, that's my thoughts on XVG. And I just want to do one thing. Oh, damn. Okay. So when we measured from this bottom here up to this top and formed a Fibonacci retracement, one thing I like to look for is this 127 and the 161.8, of course, for potential reversals. At this point in time, I think I would go out on a limb and say that there might be a shot at 2 cents, and there might be a shot right around this 0.016-ish level in the short-term future. But if this bottom falls out, like let's say we get over here and we can't break out of this falling wedge, this thing possibly could ride down to the sub-penny level. So be prepared for that. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Again, I don't know much about this or anything as far as like the pipeline is concerned with XVG. So big shout out to NXT. Thank you, brother. I truly appreciate the support more than you know. Everything that gets donated goes into buying new equipment, kind of covering the overhead just to keep the show going and stuff like that. So I sincerely appreciate you. Definitely. What do I think of Fisker FSR? So this is a stock FSR. Let's take a look at this. You know what? I think you guys should all just take a look at stocks. And Fisker is an automotive company, if I'm not mistaken. And this thing looks like it is all over the place. And so I don't know anything about this company other than if this is the one I'm thinking of. This is a car company. Beautiful cars, say the least. But this thing, wow, has some turbulence going. This is a very tough read, but right out of the gates, I'm seeing triple bottoms. I'm seeing like quadruple tops. This is madness, but kind of like XVG, we can kind of see that the relation to price and the relation to the Ichimoku cloud, you know, I like these prices a little bit closer. So let's go ahead and check this out. It was a SPAC that merged at 10. Okay. So right now that I look at this thing on like this daily chart, this thing is going to reach for this 50 moving average, in my opinion. We do have the conversion line and the baseline really starting to kind of tangle in a sense that this conversion line is starting to trade sideways now. And the fact that it looks like earnings was tomorrow. So good luck to all the holders. What do you got options on this thing, Josh? Let me know in the comments. So we just had a death cross. A lot of times, folks, when we start to see these death crosses happen, especially on these larger time frame charts, most of the damage is already done. And then, but the one thing I am noticing here is that there is, you got options. What do you got? Puts, calls. Oh, you got shares. Nice. Okay. So if I had to guess here, that if this price action does not blow through $13.21 ish, I'd like to see this channel really straightened out into a channel. But right now, this is what's known as a rising wedge, and we might be seeing some sort of test like this, where we see price action, over the next couple of weeks, come up to hit or test this right around this $14 range. Now, I want to just throw up a little Fibonacci, and this is what I'm looking for, folks. I'm looking for a Fibonacci extension right along that black line right in here that I just drew. Okay. So, yeah, it's close. It's right in the middle. But, right around, $15 to $13, you know what? Hey, if this thing can come up, get past this 50 moving average, I think 15 might be on the table. This thing's at $12.31 right now, 66 cents, somewhere in there. So this is going to be an interesting play. I guess it just really depends on earnings too, to see what happens with this one. But this is definitely volatile, to say the least, and this might be an actual fun trade or a fun stock to trade. I'm going to have to keep this one on my ticker here. But as far as that goes, just kind of be careful in the near short term. It does look like this thing has had a nice ABC correction, but there's also the chance that this could become a DE correction. So let's see. Absolutely. Stock, any crypto STC. All right. So we'll start off with STC right now. Okay. And is that a crypto? Okay. We got to make sure we don't look at. So is this Star Chain or is this Student Coin? I'm assuming this is Star Chain. STC. Make sure I get this right. STC. NXT. If you can let me know in the comments section if it's Student Coin or Star Coin, that would be much appreciated. For the stock side of things, let's look at a play that I'm involved with right now. Let's see here. Oops, the ticker on this one I forgot. I just saw this opportunity present itself to you. Okay, here we go. So this is basically, you guys can see you guys can see that I have chart work laid down on this, and I'm going to kind of break down when I'm looking at charts and things like that, folks. Really, what it is that I'm looking for are patterns like Wyckoff patterns, like what we're seeing here. So this is a daily. This is a daily chart, and what I'm going to do here is get rid of this, and I'm going to bring on my screen, if I can get this to work. Oh boy. What I'm going to do is bring this Wyckoff pattern chart onto my screen. I wonder if I can just save this picture here. I can. Okay, so I'm going to do this quick here. There we go. All right, so now I need to make sure, see if you guys can see this. So this is why it's important to learn about this Wyckoff stuff, why it's important to learn about Fibonacci, things like that, because this will really help. Oh, yeah, so I'm just seeing your message now. So you're thinking of Sia coin or S? Is it the SC or ST box? Oh, is it Starcoin? I don't know. ST box. I'll have to look at that. But anyways, back to this comment here. What we can really see here is this is a Wyckoff pattern, and this is, I don't have things labeled here like they are on this because I just kind of know what I'm looking at, when I'm doing my personal trades and things like that. So right now, whoops, we can see that we had our SC line right in here, our AR line right here. And actually, I'm going to bring this down to like a 12-hour. Oh man, I'm going to go down to like a 1-hour chart. Starcoin. Okay. So Starcoin is a coin that you can mine right from your computer as well. And I have mined it straight to the DX pool. So if you guys are interested in that, I can tell you how to do that. It's pretty dang easy. So with that said, bear with me 1 second here. So this is Tuya. Right now, I believe Tuya has been following this Wyckoff pattern here for the following reasons. Well, we can kind of see that there is an ST pattern or an ST low in phase B. We can kind of see that there's an SC, AR, and this is basically, uh, you know, different technical terms, within Wyckoff. So I think, with that said, I'm not going to get into what they all mean and stuff like that, but you can just see for the sake of everything. Uh, and this is not even showing a spring. So this isn't the best chart to be showing you guys, but usually there's a spring included right in phase C. And that's where I think we are right now, is right at the spring level. We bounced up, and now, actually, I'm sorry, I think we're in phase D right now because we might be filling out some sort of a symmetrical triangle off the tail end here, and it's like clockwork. It's spot on. So I do have calls. I'm not telling you guys to go out and buy calls on Tuya, but I have some March 18th, $7.50 calls on Tuya, just because they were cheap the other day, and I noticed that this pattern was out there. So I'm expecting this thing to run up to $7.31, $8-ish level. And at that point, once I'm pretty sure I can hit 50 to 100% return on my contracts. Once I dump that, I will be out of this trade. But Starcoin, let's look at Starcoin. Now that I've bored you guys enough with that. So Starcoin, I do have some Starcoin. Oh, I don't have my DX. Holy cow. Okay, this is okay. So, oh my gosh, you guys. Here's Starcoin. So yeah, the SC boxes, man. I haven't seen those Starcoin boxes available really. But there's a very nice run here to the upside. So let's look at this. All right. So right now, I want to actually take a peek at this on the daily chart. Okay. So we can see that Starcoin has really kind of suffered um, a little bit of a possible, and I say possible because I really could see this maybe being some sort of quasi falling wedge to boot. But you can see how Starcoin is kind of trapped in this descending triangle where this thing is making erratic movements to the upside. And within a day, this thing has retraced. So be on the lookout for Starcoin. I might have to transfer some of my bag out, but it wouldn't surprise me if this thing came right up to 12 cents and basically hit that. Now, like I was saying, you guys, you don't need a gold shell box. It helps, but you can mine Starcoin from your computer. It's pretty easy. I was doing it a couple weeks ago. I left the thing running. I have this weird thing about I don't like to leave my computers running and mining. Um, I don't know, because I rely so heavily on my computers for work and business and video editing, things like that. That's just simply why. But this thing's banging. I do think that maybe this thing will come up and retest this 200 moving average. When we start to see these 50 moving averages start to parallel the 200, a lot of times we'll see a great spike up in price once this 50 moving average starts to turn. And this could certainly be the start of it. So we'll have to keep an eye on Starcoin. It's looking good, in my opinion, right now. All right. So what do we got here? Never heard of Nevos. Never in my life. Just kidding. I know what you're talking about. Nervos. Or maybe it is. Maybe there's a coin out there called Nevos. So a lot of people are freaking out about Yokai Swap's price action in the Yokai Swap Discord. I believe in the project, but it does get tiring with price only going down for months. So you know what? I haven't really checked out Yokai in a while, but I did get in early on that. So let's just look at Avedex here quick. And I wish TradingView would allow Yokai to really be available to everybody in this main app here. So let's just look at this. Okay. So this is a 1 hour chart. Yeah. See, this is so trash. See, even this Avedex, we're not even getting accurate data, to say the least. So I can't even really pull up an accurate chart in order to trade. I do know that this is the general path Yokai Swap has been trading at, but this is so wishy-washy that this chart has become corrupted or something. So we can't even do TA on it, and this is the only place I know that we can get a yoke chart, even though this is a trading view based chart. It won't let us pull it up. So that stinks. So I do think that Yokai Swap could really have this problem right now where people just can't access the data to look at charts, things like that. But on top of that, from what I've gathered, there's just not a whole lot of immediate interest in it right now. And I think this has to do with it being, um, man, I think this really has to do with it being maybe layer two, possibly. So, I mean, it's tough to move money in and out of Yokai Swap. I know you got to wait the 3 days, maybe not in all cases. Just my 2 cents on that. But I think it'll come back. The more coins that they make accessible to trade, I think the more interest will get generated. So Starcoin, what are you guys talking about here? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Pack a Bowl. Hopefully that's what you're doing tonight. NFT mining. I'd like to hear some stuff on that. Vun rent. Okay, I don't know what that is. Hopefully it'll get added to an exchange at some point. I think it will. I don't see why it wouldn't. I think it will in due time. It kind of has to stand the test of time first, in my opinion. I got calls and any. Ooh, you piqued my interest now. So what do you got? So any, what's the expiry? And is this any a stock that we're talking? Okay, let me know in the comments here. Well, I think you're going to do all right. This looks like one big ass symmetrical triangle squeeze here is what's going on. And we are seeing these lows and highs just squeeze together. So this thing has really been trading quite nicely. What's your target price and expiration date? Let's see what we got here, guys. So yeah, I mean, this thing's definitely in this hardcore squeeze right now. Let's just look at this. Oh, $5 June. Okay, $5 June. This thing's trading at $20. You got calls on this, or you got puts on this? If you got calls on this, damn, you probably make out okay. It's probably going to stay above that $5 range. But yeah, interesting. But yeah, I think that this thing possibly could be gearing up. You know, I'm just kind of giving this thing a once over, really trying to determine if maybe there is some sort of Gartley pattern even present here. I should be looking at stock. Maybe I am looking at the crypto. Any US dollar? Oh, this is Binance. Maybe they don't have it on. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. So, okay, I was going to say, this guy's playing it safe. So, yeah. Stacks. Sphere 3D Corp. Okay. Let's try to find that. Stock. Okay. There we go. Any. There we go. Okay. So you got $5 hollers on this thing for June. Okay. So right now, I mean, I'm just trying to look here. I'm unfamiliar with this. I need to really look at this. Okay, wow. So this thing is kind of in this widening megaphone pattern ish. We can see this. So there might be some sort of erratic move to the upside, but on this weekly chart, the way this distance, where this price action is in accordance to this cloud here, it's close here. But I do think that there might be a chance that we might see that this thing shoots to the upside. And I'm just kind of scratching my head here. And I want to, is there some sort of inverse head and shoulders here to boot? Maybe. But there might, in fact, be some sort of ascending triangle that could be forming as well. So if we look at this, resistance here, we've got the lows getting higher. So what is this telling us, folks? That there might be some sort of ascending triangle that is starting to work its way north. So I think that your June $5 calls, man, I think you're going to be sitting pretty good. What were they? June. So let's just throw down a vertical line where June, we'll just go whatever, June 6th. So I do think that, by, June, I would say it's totally possible to see a move get made right up to around this $8.77 ish level. I do think that there is an opportunity for a play there, at least maybe share wise. But if you like options, I like options. Really, that's all I trade. Stock market is options. Rarely do I ever let an options contract run. I barely, I think I've only done it a couple times where I will actually, um, let an options contract expire in my possession. I'm just finicky like that. But when we go and throw up this Fibonacci time sequence, we can see that this thing has been spot on. Basically, by measuring this swing low to this swing high, calculated a reversal point here, a reversal point here, a reversal point here. So as long as we can really hang right above here, I think by maybe even October, you could see $9 out of this thing. But for June, $5. It's going to be definitely definitely a possibility that you'll come out very good on this. I just want to do one thing here. I always like to do this because I like to look at previous price action and how fast it kind of reaches targets. And you can see by June 1st, just based off old tendencies, this thing would have no problems making $9, in my opinion. They bought $1 billion in Bitcoin miners. Holy cow. That's something to be bullish about. That is something to be bullish about. So let's look at one last one here. Let's look at CKB. I've been live for an hour now. You guys can see all my little scribbles here. Actually, what we're going to do is just kind of recap Bitcoin on a high level here. Basically, what I think is going on with Bitcoin, for all of you that weren't here at the beginning, is that price action is coming back up for a retest of this 50 moving average at or around 47.5, 47.8, somewhere in there. That's just what I think. If we get rejected, hold on. Be careful, because this thing might shred down to this $20,000 level over the next few months. So keep that in mind, man. It is what it is at this point. We've had an enormous run up. I'm not trying to scare anybody or anything like that, but it is what it is. Here's the Ethereum rising wedge. Here is CKB. So the last time I put out a video on CKB, I tweeted. I said, we're going down temporary short term. And see there, this little yellow box was? This is the last time I did TA on CKB. And I was telling everybody, this thing's going to go down. And sure enough, the bottom fell out literally the next day or two after I did the TA on this. But we can see that CKB has since recovered. Let's look at this on a daily chart, because I do think that we're still good in the grand scheme of things. We really do have to look at this bigger picture with CKB, simply because we are still sitting quite nicely in this pennant formation, and we've got a pretty nice bull flagpole here with a pennant formation. So for me, I'm kind of expecting CKB to come up to this 3-cent level and possibly reject again. If not, it might head up to even like this 0.033-ish cent level. And at that point in time, I would love to see some sort of symmetrical triangle, ascending triangle, or something like that form, to say the least. But I do think that we are fixing to possibly see CKB run up to this 3 cent level. This is the daily chart. This isn't going to happen, overnight. The amount of liquidity that needs to pour in would be incredible. Talking about $400 or $500 million. So what we're looking for is, maybe some nice Elliott wave theory move to the upside, something like that. Somebody could, you could make the argument that there may in fact be some sort of head and shoulders pattern that could even form to get us right back up to these 3 cent levels. Not something I'd want to see, but I would rather see like some sort of Elliott wave theory move like this to the upside. So I am hoping that's what happens. And if it does happen, boy, you better watch out, because at that point, we'd have a pretty damn nice cup and handle, which we might see price, a setup platform occur, and we might see price take off. Just my 2 cents on CKB. Let's look at this thing and kind of see where it's going in the short term. So when we look at this, okay, we've got a nice bull flag pull. We've got some sort of flag or pennant style that is forming here. There was Elliott wave theory to the upside, and you guys are going to get sick of me talking about Elliott wave theory, but I can see it. But it happened right here. Now we're getting this little consolidation pattern. But yeah, there might be some sort of ascending triangle that's happening. There might be some sort of bull flag, something like this that plays out. But I do think that overnight into tomorrow, this thing will probably go up a little bit. Just my guess. Hopefully, we don't form some sort of rising wedge pattern to strip us down. But I think that things are sitting good. Let's look at this on a 4-hour chart. Yeah. And you could see where there might even be some sort of little inverse head and shoulders that is kind of forming. So I wouldn't be surprised that by tomorrow we see CKB, or maybe by the 17th, trading somewhere around 0.016-ish, somewhere in there. I've probably bought, I don't know, 40 or 50,000 CKB on this last dip personally, and not saying that you guys should. You guys got to keep in mind that for me, CKB, I can mine it at 0.009 cents per coin. So I'm averaging about 400 coins a day mining. So I'm always dollar cost averaging no matter what price I'm buying at. I know that, with these miners running behind me, I am dollar cost averaging my bag and have been. I would say my total average price on my bag of CKB is about a penny, somewhere in there, maybe just a hair over. So that's just kind of where I'm at with CKB right now, guys. And I said, I think tomorrow and the rest of the week and going into next week, I'll be throwing down some more TA videos. If you guys haven't checked out my new YouTube channel, and I'm going to just shill this, right? But you guys have got to check out, bear with me. You guys have got to check me out on my new channel, which has taken some time away from this channel, but I have started this new channel called Wojak Adventure Time. So this is one of my new channels, just doing stupid, Wojak meme videos, stuff like that. So if you're into that stuff, hit it up, check it out. But for now, folks, I think that'll pretty much wrap it up for the TA side of things. Keep your eyes on Bitcoin and really watch it. I do think that Bitcoin's going to hit right around that $47,500 level. And I really think that, all hands need to be on deck. You need to be glued to your portfolio, if not have alerts set up. you can set up alerts for free in TradingView, and that will help you kind of know where things are at when you're not paying attention. So I do think that Bitcoin is going to 47.5 ish, somewhere in there. I do think that we might be at that point. And speaking of the goats, we got Jordan Mack in the house. That is another thing I want you guys to check out. And I sat down with one of the goats of blockchain engineering. I want you guys to watch this video. Lots of good stuff. And if I can get my other screen up, bear with me 1 second here. I did drop. Okay, bear with me 1 second here, folks. Bear with me 1 second. I did drop this video with Jordan. I should say I dropped the video today, but about a week and a half ago, somewhere in there. I suppose I got to share my screen, don't I? About a week and a half ago, somewhere in there, we actually sat down for like 3 hours and just talked the crypto market, and it was so awesome. So thanks, Jordan, again for that. I still got something for you I've got to drop in the mail as well. So I'll get that over to you hopefully within the next week. But yeah, check that out. We do have another follow-up video coming right behind that. I just got to edit it, stuff like that. There's not very much editing involved with these videos, but sometimes I got to remove some things, just tweak some things, audio, stuff like that. So good to see you, Jordan. I hope you enjoy the video. It was a lot of fun. But other than that, I think I am going to wrap it up. Again, thank you guys for watching. About an hour long, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day wherever you're at in the world. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. I plan on starting to crank the videos back out again, because I went from cranking out like 70 to 80, 90 videos a month to like 20 in the last 3 weeks. I've just been so busy. But with that said, we'll see you guys all on the next video. So peace. I got to end the broadcast here. All right.